To start off lower body pushing, we are going to look at the barbell squat. To get started, we want to make sure our feet are shoulder width or a little wider than shoulder width with our toes turned out slightly. Make sure we have good posture with our head and chest facing forward. We want to make sure we maintain keeping our chest up and pointing forward throughout the movement. We're going to initiate the squat by pushing our hips back and bending our knees, continuing to get lower until our thighs are parallel to the floor. Of course, everybody we work with is different, and there may be people that cannot get to this depth, but parallel to the floor is the normal goal. Notice at the bottom that the weight is back and distributed through the midfoot to the heel. This is important because this is the part of the foot we want to push through as we return back to the starting position. Drive upward through the heels as you begin to extend your hips and knees. We want to return to a nearly straight but not locked position at the knees. Have a quick pause and then perform the next rep. During lower body pushing movements, there are 3 things that we want to make sure that we are always doing. Number 1, keep our chest up. Number 2, make sure our weight stays distributed from our midfoot to our heel. And number 3, avoid allowing our knees to collapse inward by focusing on keeping our knees in line with our feet. When we fail to keep our chest up, it causes a lot of extra pressure on our spine, which could lead to injury. When somebody is struggling to keep their weight from their midfoot to their heel, you'll see the weight shift towards their toes, and in many cases, you'll start to see their heels lift up off of the floor. And lastly, here is an example of knee valgus. As you can see, it is a dangerous position for the knee and the ankle to be pushing weight. Even as we perform another lower body pushing movement, the reverse lunge, you'll see that the same key principles apply. As we get to the bottom of the movement, you can tell that the chest is up and the weight is distributed from the midfoot to the heel. During any type of lunge movement, it is important to take a big enough step in order to give some room to keep the weight distribution back. Next, we're going to look at the sled leg press. Although it is not a free weight exercise, the same techniques are used. Notice how the heels stay planted to the platform throughout the movement. And in this angle, notice how the knees stay over top of the feet and avoid caving in. Even on the barbell hip thrust, we instruct to drive through the heels. There is no bending of the spine or overextension of the spine. Although the angle changes, the spine stays straight the whole time. These were just a few examples of the many different kinds of lower body pushing exercises, but as long as we stick to the main principles, we're going to be on the right track to proper instruction, as well as keeping our members safe.